Hi, I'm Radona from Boys and Girls Hairstyles. Today I have Keisha with me. She is a fun friend and we are excited to do her hair. We're going to do more of a balayage. And I'm using an 8 end and I'm using a 20 volume with that. Anyway, so it's not going to pull way like super light, but just more of a, I mean, it's gonna lighten it, but not a ton. So, but definitely noticeable. Okay, so I'm gonna put a section up here, and then, of course, like through this area is where we're gonna put the color, because you want to leave the root color out, so you don't have to worry about that growing out at all. Okay, I'm just gonna take little sections. Yeah, usually we do a dark with Keisha, and then a red through the ends, or a purpley red, but since it's more springy, we are gonna do a balayage with this warmer blonde, I guess you could call it. It won't be blonde, but it will be lighter. Okay, now on this bottom, up through here, I'm gonna come up a little bit and then stay down on some of these pieces, just so it's uneven. And then where you backcomb a little bit, that little rat area, or backcombing area, who knows if you want to call it a rat area, it will not be as a straight line, if that makes sense. Okay, so I'm doing that. Okay, gonna grab the next little section of hair. And these aren't as thin as a regular weave, just because, I mean, we're doing enough, but not a ton, if that makes sense. So, okay, you can see it's more of a medium weave. You can even weave it out first and then kind of come through here and just kind of backcomb it. Okay, then again, I'm going to come through the ends. Up here, I'm going to come up a little bit further than I did on that piece below. This will be more like, I mean, it's almost like an art canvas. You just kind of pay attention to where you're wanting the color and where you're putting the color, so you know how it's going to obviously end up. All right, Keisha, you doing good?
Yep.
Okay, awesome. Okay, another little section here. And it'll look really, really pretty when we get it dried and curled. Reason being is she has a brown color with the other color left over from the red and purple we put in. And then we put this light color in, and it'll be really, really pretty. Okay, so I just put this over all of the bottom areas. Then I'm gonna kind of bring it up just a little bit. You can see in the middle, I'm putting it up there a little bit. And then down a little bit lower here in this front, where I already went a little bit higher the piece before, just so it kind of offsets. And it's super, super fun. Her kids, they're so, oh man, we should, well, I mean, I know you want to relax, but if they was here today.
They usually come.
They usually come. They would be entertaining you guys for sure. They are so cute. Snowy is her little girl, and then Briggs is her little boy. So she has a Briggs like me, and oh my gosh, cute. They are darling, so super fun kids. Okay, now you can see this is almost where the front's gonna come down here. So I took more in this front area, and yes, I did backcomb it a little bit so you're not gonna have a line right there. but just go up and down. I want it to kind of fall around there, down this far around her face when it dries. Okay, perfect. Come up a little bit there, a little bit here. And you can see this is the regular color, so it's gonna come down this way more. You can kind of even do this with your little brush so there's no lines, just so it blends well. Okay, and then of course, this is where Keisha parts her hair. Okay, I'm gonna bring this foil underneath. Okay, you can see this is gonna kind of go over that other piece where I'd come up lighter. So I'm just doing the lighter down below. And then up a little bit there in that middle. Okay, and then of course this is all covered, all of the bottom. Again, that should be enough with the back combing in there. And you can do that with your, comb if you would like to. Okay, and then you take another foil. Just make sure that that's touching together. Okay, so kind of keep in your mind how that is on this side because you want to obviously have it even on the other side. So, okay, now I'm gonna do this side and section. Okay, again, I'm just taking the little sections there after I've weaved it, back combing it. Okay, and then, okay, cover all of this in the bottom, up in the middle a little bit, up here in the back just a little bit. Okay, and then put that foil here. Another section. Okay, weave this out. Back comb into this. Okay, all the bottom. Now up in the middle here, I'm going up and kind of weaving the sides down a little bit. Okay. Again, I used an 8N with a 20 volume. It's fun. We've done tons of colors on Keisha. We've cut her hair off short before. Well, it was really cute. It was in that
A-line.
A-line. Yeah, that was.
A-line.
Yeah, yep. Yep, that one was a fun one.
The mullet.
The mullet. I
can't
love
make
it.
up my mind.
That's so cute. Hey, it's fine. That's what us women do. We can't make up our mind. It's great. But hey, that's what's fun about hair. You can change it. So, whoops, it's all good. Okay, taking sections here. Of course, back combing where you're going to put that color, to come down so it's not a straight line. Okay, now I'm bringing this up here in the front a little bit because the one behind it, I went down just a little bit. So this one I'm kind of coming up in the front. So that will be good. And you know, it's just your own personal preference. Or, you know, like Keisha, she showed me a picture, so you can take that picture and go with that, which is fun, because then you can see, you know, what color and how, which the picture she showed me is short, but obviously it will still, you know, be the same color and stuff. The one thing that I do like to let people know is that on the, whoops, sorry. On the balayage colors, if you don't have your hair curled all the time, because if you're a stylist out there, you'll know what I mean. If there's tons of pictures taken of, you know, color melts, balayage with their hair curled, and so it definitely makes a difference on the way that the color looks. Now, it can still look good when it's straight, don't get me wrong, but when you do curl it, you'll be able to see the color a lot better. So anyway, I did want to bring that up because some people, which she's known that. We, excuse me, my goodness, we talked about that last summer when we went lighter with her. And she does curl it quite a bit though, so. Anyway, I just like people to know, because if they bring in a picture and they like it, well, the color shows off more with the curl, and you're done and it's straight, they're gonna be like, well, wait, what? I thought I was getting this, or, you know, so I just like to explain that when it's curled, it definitely will show it off more. And if you guys can see that, hopefully you can see it. I'm kind of coming up a little bit more in the front. Not all the way up, but we do want some of that around her face a little bit, so. Okay, then another foil. They also have foils. Sometimes when I don't have the foils here and they have longer hair, I will do one foil and then I will set another foil down and like underneath it and do it long. But there are foils that you can buy that are definitely longer. Because sometimes people, because the thing, that's the thing about color melts also, is it's crazy how you can't put the other color on top of it. So you can't be bending any foils. You have to put the foils on top of each of the foils, if that makes sense, like this. Because especially if the hair is long, then, you know, you flip it up this way, then it's gonna get stuff, you know, anyway, on top of the virgin hair up there, so. Okay. All right, now we're getting to this top area. So I'm leaving a tiny piece on the top with just the plain color there. Okay, and then I'm gonna do this thicker this way. Comb that. Okay, and I'm bringing this up more in the front. You're just gonna wanna kind of paint this on a little bit just so it's not a straight line there. Okay, sweet. Now, the next foil I'm gonna show you guys is how to start the back. And then you guys don't have to watch me do the whole back. You can just see how I get started. Okay, now on this, instead of leaving this totally full, I'm gonna do this, but like very fine pieces on the top. just because there's more hair that comes over here, I don't want it as blonde. And I guess I shouldn't say blonde because we're not going blonde, but so I just want a few of these little pieces instead of so thick because there's more hair on this left side of her head. So that's what I'm saying. Just kind of picture where you're putting the hair, and you know, there's more hair on this one side, so you don't want as much blonde on that side because it's gonna feel lighter on the one side instead of the other. Okay, now this foil in the back, I'll show you how I start this. So you can see how the hair is falling this way. So I'm gonna take this section and I'm gonna weave medium to chunky here. And then of course back comb this area. So when the color goes in there, it's not gonna be that blunt color. Okay, so I'm gonna come up a little bit on that one. Kind of in the middle. And then just get all of this bottom hair. And then just down a little bit on the sides, just so it's a little uneven, because you don't want it even or to look grown out. Okay, just make sure that, you know, this bottom area is saturated enough. Oh, sweet. And then I put this other foil over it. And then I'm just gonna fold this like this and then flip it to the front. Okay, then I'm gonna take this section, flip that up, and then this is the next section. And I'm gonna do the same exact thing that I just did here. And then I'm gonna flip that up, take another little section, flip it up. And if you wanted it really blonde, you wouldn't leave a little section out to flip up, but she doesn't want it super, super light. So anyway, I will chat with you guys in the next video, and we will go over her haircut. So thanks.